So I don't go on dates very often, but if I go on a first date, generally I will go on a second, because a first date, you're just kind of stiff, you need to get a feel for people, and really it takes me to get to the second date before I see any sparks. That's how I came to be on a second date with Clark. We were sitting at dinner in Shaw, and I guess I could tell this wasn't going to be the best date ever. Conversation over the menu led to him talking about his favorite foods. He said, "Oh, I love hot dogs and donuts. Sometimes I try to combine them into a singular food. Oh, and when I got promoted recently, I had 8 of them to celebrate." Conversation transitioned from that into people watching. "Oh, I've already clocked that couple over there, that group of friends over there. I've got the whole place on lock. Generally, I like to be aware of my surroundings, in case there's ever danger." What do you mean? "Well," he said, I probably shouldn't be saying this, but even though I've never had to use them, I'm convinced that I have superpowers." "Go on." "Well, you can tell when I sense there might be danger, because I'll start looking around like this. And then, if I ever really need to, if there's ever danger, I'll just go like this, and there'll be flames." I can't tell if you're kidding. Never mind, I shouldn't have said anything. So, anyway, my mind is racing, and I'm just thinking, is this just a weird thing this guy said, or does he really have superpowers? I mean, God, I wear gemstones sometimes, so, who am I to say this guy can shoot flames out of his arms? I don't know. Anyway, so Clark's just sitting over there "You can go if you want to, I get it. And I was like, okay. Well, at that point, I just felt bad, but also I was intrigued. I mean, if this guy was gonna shoot flames out of his arm on a date, I sure as hell was not gonna miss that. Anyway, so our night continued, and we ended up on 14th Street. In fact, at the Black Cat. I know. We were trying to get into an event, but it was sold out. So he suggested we go to a bar across the street. I wasn't going to say no, because I'd already committed to another hour with this guy, right? So we started to walk over. He said, "Well, maybe we could go back to the Black Cat on a third date." Sarcastically, but actually not sarcastically at all, I said, "What makes you think there's going to be a third date?" At that, he did an about face and walked up 14th Street in the opposite direction from me, probably to be funny, but also to be dramatic as fuck. I was really annoyed at that point, so I just kept walking across the street. When I got to the bar, I tripped on uneven pavement outside and ripped the knees of my tights open. A stranger came up to me. "Oh my God, I just saw you fall. Are you okay?" Yeah, I'm fine. Or maybe I was just numb to the whole night at this point. Eventually, Clark came running up behind me. "Oh my God, I just saw you fall. Are you all right? Are you okay?" I wanted to be like, "Where were you on that one, Superman?" But instead, I just walked inside the bar. As soon as we got in, I knew I did not want to be there. It was super packed, and I realized I should probably check the status of my knees. I went like this, and there was blood on both my hands, so I excused myself to go to the bathroom. I got inside, latched the door, and I thought, "Oh my God, this is it." So I cleaned myself up, came out, and broke the news to Clark. He seemed defeated, but with blood coming out of my knees, I didn't really care what he thought at this point. I called an Uber, and we stood outside on a street corner waiting. At long last, the real hero of the night, my Uber driver, pulled up to the curb. "Well, thanks again for the great night. Sorry again that I fell," I said, trying to end things on a lighter note. "It's okay. Sorry again about the superhero thing." At that point, I was sorry too. Sorry that I spent a whole evening with this guy and I didn't even get to see his powers in action. So with that, I got in the car, shut the door, and just exhaled as we drove away. Another second date with no sparks, or in this case, flames.